Thanks for sitting in on this debate. And the subject is global trading, pitfalls and potential. So a very positive subject, this one, hopefully, looking at some of the real potentials for UK growth in and focusing particularly in meat export and the meat export market. With me I have a number of experts who will hopefully focus on some of the opportunities and also talk us through some of the pitfalls involved in exporting abroad, both to the EU and to countries outside the EU.
Well, I think Singapore's a brilliant market, in Hong Kong. We do a bit in Dubai, but obviously if you're selling pork in Dubai, you're quite limited to where you can do that. So we do a bit there, but I think for us, Scandinavia definitely, because it's quite interesting. I didn't really appreciate how culturally different countries are. And I guess a lot of exporters probably fall into that trap, and you have to really understand the culture of these people. So China, or the Chinese, you haven't got a culture of animal welfare. You've got different cultures going on, whereas Scandinavia actually is much more about sustainability, because they're used to that in the way they build houses. So that, and the English there is phenomenal. So it's much easier. You start working with Chinese people, it can be quite challenging.
Obviously, existing markets are easier to work with, but people shouldn't be complacent. Just working in a market like Germany or France has its cultural differences, and you need to understand that and take it into account. I think one area that maybe to overcome some of the cultural difficulties is to focus on where you as a business succeed. You've talked about the fact you worked premium food service. Companies that tend to succeed internationally are finding their niche, and focusing on that, understanding how to relate to that type of customer in international markets. And that's where we do see more success, where people understand their strengths and play to them internationally.
We at UKTI look upon it, we plan out now for the next 18 months to target the trade fairs in the areas where we think our companies would like to be. We work on feedback from them, and also the key markets. So we do the major shows in Europe, the major overseas shows through Dubai. Again, Dubai, a question on meat, but there is a growing market for over there. British standards are well received abroad at the moment. So Great Britain, the brand in food manufacturing, has a great reputation. So we need to actually make sure that we're maximising those opportunities for our companies. We use a Great Britain branding. Everywhere we go now, you will see the Union Jack. It's back in flavour. The modern hieroglyphics are gone. It's now red, white and blue. It's British, and it comes from Great Britain. And that's the theme we're putting to all the overseas trade shows.
We ride on the back of the image of UK abroad when you're selling meat, when we do different things. For example, the Olympics have been a good thing for us. The Queen's birthday has been always a good thing for us. So we have this image. For the meat side, we can say we link the two together, the image. Now, are there niche products? Yes, of course. It depends on the market. We would sell, for example, Melton Mowbray pork pies to Hong Kong. And to start with, the people think, oh, they're going to heat it up in the oven before eating. That's a bit of a cultural difference. But we sell some. And we manage to sell in Hong Kong, funny breed of sheep. We do have a lot of variety in food to sell in the UK, and we need to adapt to the various demand, the various markets, but a lot of work to do.
Well, on a very practical level, it's getting your labels correctly translated and expressed. There are certain words which, if translated literally, can be quite offensive in a destination market. There are some quite famous brands in the UK which, when exported elsewhere, can be rather rude, apparently. So it's getting the translations right. It's understanding the composition of your product as well. So if it's a composite product, then it's making sure that the additives that you use are allowed and they're there at the correct levels. And it's also understanding the process of how products move between them. It's all well and good saying that there are great marketplaces here and the prices are fantastic, but there will be regulatory import requirements that you need to be made aware of for pre-notification. For instance, in the US, you have to tell them it's on its way. There are documents that you need to provide, certificates of analysis, certificates of hygiene compliance as well. And so if you send a product out there and it hasn't got the right label, it's got wrong additives, and it hasn't got the right documentation, it's going to find its way back to you pretty quickly.